Let's talk about Prism 16, of which this is one. This is a single frequency, 8 kilohertz machine. That means it transmits and receives at 8,000 cycles a second. It has a 9-tone target ID. It has 9 different tones for 9 different groups of targets. It has an automatic ground balance. It has automatic ground tracking with track lock. Now, what does that mean? It means that when I turn this machine on, if I could ground balance in this inside here, that's all I would do. I'm going to turn the sensitivity down here a little bit. And right now, I'm letting it track. And what it's doing is it's reading the air. It's trying to track to some target. If you're going to demonstrate a machine, generally what you'll do is lock the tracking. But I want to show you some of these features to help you understand what these features are about. Notice I move the target. Doesn't matter whether you move the head or move the target. VLF machines, very low frequency machines, are motion discriminators. They require motion. What happens if the target's not moving? It goes away. Well, then how do you find it? You go to the all metal mode and pinpoint. Now hear the tracking. You track the target out. If this was a piece of bad ground, it'll get rid of it for you. So, now, hear how it's a little faster? That's your beach mode. It actually changes the speed of the tuning for you to accommodate the changes, the faster changes that are going to come with the conductive soil. If you're out here and you're hunting and I ground balance at this point and I hunt over to this point, any changes in the ground where you ground balance will be accommodated automatically by this machine. You don't have to stop like we used to have to do back in the 70s every 20 or 30 feet, check it, crank the knob a little bit, and hunt some more. This will continuously track for you. Why do I want a track lock? If you decided that you wanted to put a real small coil on this machine and use it for prospecting, which you could do, or you want to use it right up against a chain link fence, bump it, which you can do, then you want to lock that track. Push it up against this chain link fence, back off about an inch, let the tracking bring the fence into the ground signal, lock your track, and then just walk parallel to the fence, just like this. Those rings and those coins that are right against the fence aren't part of the fence. They aren't part of the ground. Your machine will still see it.
How many machines is that common to?
What's that?
How many wax machines does
Track lock?
Yeah.
All of them.
I'll be darned. Now I've learned something.
I didn't know DMX.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
See, if you're going to show that to me.
Okay.
You helped me a lot there because I go around a lot of swings and stuff where you keep reading the post.
Yep.
I'll be darned. Okay.
Yep. Where it says tracking, auto track,
Yeah.
turn it off.
Okay.
But you have to just turn it off.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, just turn it off and it'll quit tracking.
Quit tracking.
Ground balance first, turn it off. Okay. VDI. What does that mean? Our visual discrimination indicator. It means that if I look at this little display here, see the number? If I,
Nickel.
here's our 20 for a nickel, see? Okay, now, I can turn this discriminate, I can change whatever I want to discriminate. See there? That's called notch discrimination. I want you to remember this because this is an important feature of this machine, of DFX and of Spectra. I can notch things in, I can notch things out. What's a notch in and notch out mean? There's my target spectrum.
We can have pull tabs.
Let's say I want to see this target, I want to see this target, and I don't want to see this target. I can notch the target out. I can tell it I do not want to see that, but I can see anything on either side of it. The machines with knobs are called point discriminators, and that says I want to see this, I want to see this, I don't want to see this. Well, I won't see that, and I won't see these either. Okay? Anything beyond the discrimination point is gone. So notch discrimination lets you notch in. Some people say I notched it out, I knocked out a pull tab. I notched it in or I notched it out. Whichever way you want to look at it, just remember that you have a notch. Now,
Got a question. If you notch out a pull tab, will you also notch out the gold that would have been the same VDI number?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, be careful.
Listen to that. As opposed to
Tone ID.
tone ID.
It's a great.
Zinc penny, copper penny. Zinc penny, copper penny.
That's pretty good there.
Now, this little machine impresses me with its recovery speed. Think you'll ever swing your coil that fast?
Pardon me. Not very often.
Bill Green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill's not here.
He's out.
Now remember, this is the least expensive White's machine we're going to talk about today. So it only gets better from here. I showed you the beach mode where it changed the recovery speed. It comes with a 9-inch waterproof search coil standard. You can also get a little 4x6-inch DD shooter, which is absolutely great for tot lots. Everybody know what a tot lot is? A playground where the kids play, where the slide and the swings and stuff like that. I keep my 6T with a 4x6 shooter coil strapped to it. This machine, here, lift this.
It's light.
This machine's just a little over 2 pounds. You can hunt with this little guy all day and just clean up tot lots. I mean, for those of you that hunt those things, you know that you don't have it about 6 or 8 inches of chips or rubber tire or sand or whatever you got before you hit bottom anyway. So can you see from the top?
Yeah.
That's about a good 6 to 8 inches, and I'm not even ground balanced. There's 7.5 inches right there.
Well, that's a good machine if it identifies a target more than 6 inches, isn't it? Usually most of them don't have very good ID after you get about 5 or 6 inches deep.
I don't know any White's machine that won't ID at least 6 inches.
Just by what stops that?
Spectra will give you a good ID at 10 inches.
Yeah, no, I got one.
But this little machine here, features per dollar is just absolutely outstanding. Again, I'm not selling the thing. I can't sell anything. I'm not an authorized dealer. So, tone ID, sensitivity. I don't know how far I can get this up inside here. See that? Now we're not ground balanced. I've got the track locked. I'm running in beach mode. I'm doing all this to eliminate the EMI. But if you want to know, can you run a single frequency machine quietly in a high EMI environment? Here you are. Okay, so right now, that's a good 8 inches. This is the only machine, when I pinpoint, 8.5 inches. Hear that chatter? That's 60 cycles. That's 9 inches. Okay, now, it's got on-the-fly depth over here that shows you when you go over a target, that's about 7 inches. It's just a little scale that goes up and down. But if I go to all metal mode, where I find everything, see that? This is the only machine, period, that I know of where the VDI, the target identification, works in all metal mode. That is really a benefit in a tot lot environment. Why is that? Because a lot of the tot lots have this, hear that little chatter in the background? That's your all metal mode, but the tracking, even though it's locked, has tracked out these lights. So now I'm running all metal mode. I'm really proud. I was on the test team for this machine, by the way. I'm really proud of the stability of this thing. You can run this little sucker anywhere you want to, and it'll do a fine job. Anyway, in a tot lot, you've got a mat that they put down, and a lot of them have these like forks,
Staples.
like giant staples they put in the ground, okay? You can run this thing in all metal mode, and instead of having your machine go quiet in case there was a ring over top of this metal staple, you'll still hear that ring. And you'll still get a VDI.
Good.
When you get around to the V3I stuff, I just wanted to bring up that I'm having an issue where I've got this warbling due to the 60 cycle stuff on the V3I, and I've tried the offset stuff going left and right, and it just doesn't seem to get rid of it. Maybe something wrong with the machine, I don't know.
Okay, we'll look at it. Okay, notch discrimination. You see, as I go across, I push the little button up at the top, and this little arrow is marching across, and it says iron, nails, foil, nickel. There's a ring, pull tab, larger rings, zinc pennies, larger rings, dime or copper penny, quarter, dollars and up.
Makes it simple.
That's really simplified the operation of that, hasn't it? It's much easier.
Everything is right under your thumb.
Yeah.
Everything. Pinpoint, discrimination, on or off, beach mode, track lock or unlock, sensitivity up and down, tone ID, and your on-off switch.